They say the strength of a warrior is not determined by the size of his body, but by the size of his heart. No matter who his opponent is, do not underestimate, underrate, or undermine his skills inside the ring. With his face hidden behind a mask, he's a global wrestling superstar at night and a normal man by day. This man is a living legend, and his name is Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is one of the oldest wrestlers who still competes in the WWE. His journey with the company has been tremendous, but not as tremendous as his early days before becoming a veteran in the sport. With that being said, join us as we take a look at the story of Rey Mysterio and his journey from being a young boy on the streets of California to main eventing the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania. But be sure to stick to the end, where we reveal the golden moment he won his very first WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Without further ado, let's begin. Rey Mysterio, whose real name is Óscar Gutierrez, was born on the 11th of December 1974 in Chula Vista, California. His father, Roberto Gutierrez Sr., and mother, Maria del Rosario, inducted Óscar in the family's tradition of wrestling at the tender age of 8. He was coached by his uncle, Rey Mysterio Sr., who was a well-known wrestler back in the 1970s. At the time, wrestlers were known to be extremely tall, huge, and maybe aggressive, but Óscar didn't possess any of these qualities. He was 5 foot 6 inches tall, weighed barely above 150 pounds, and was always the calmest guy in the room. Despite his physical qualities, Óscar never allowed himself to be intimidated inside the ring. Trained in the proud Mexican tradition of lucha libre before he was even old enough to drive, Rey Mysterio adopted his ring name in tribute to his uncle and hid his face under a mask as lucha custom dictated. Óscar Gutierrez made his debut in Mexico in the year 1989 with the ring name Rey Mysterio when he was only 14. He established himself as a high flyer in the ring and developed his signature move, 619, while wrestling under the Asistencia, Asesoría y Administración. The 619 move was influenced by two wrestlers, Tiger Mask from Japan and Super Astro from Mexico City. Óscar changed the name of the move from Frankensteiner to the 619 West Coast Pop, which referred to where he grew up in San Diego, California on the West Coast. The area code of San Diego is 619, so that's also where he got his inspiration from. In a world of hooded high flyers, Rey Mysterio stood out enough to earn the attention of Paul Heyman's ECW and the WCW. He was involved in a number of exciting fights, but his road to stardom started after he established himself as the Giant Killer under the WCW. Yes, he was very small when compared to other wrestlers in the promotion, but Rey Mysterio just had a way of maneuvering his way around his opponents and into the hearts of the fans. Almost everyone loved him. He defeated bigger opponents such as Kevin Nash, Bam Bam Bigelow, and Scott Norton. He became a double WCW champion, holding the WCW Tag Team and the WCW Cruiserweight Championships. But after a long run under the WCW and other independent promotions, the WWE finally came calling. In June 2002, Mysterio signed with World Wrestling Entertainment. He made his WWE debut on the July 25th, 2002 episode of SmackDown as a face in a match against Chavo Guerrero, which he won. 5 months later, he won the WWE Tag Team Championship with Edge, and 4 months after that, he had his first match at WrestleMania. On March 30th, 2003, at WrestleMania 19, Rey Mysterio fought Matt Hardy for the Cruiserweight title, but lost after Shannon Moore interfered. Despite the loss, that match served as a pivotal moment in Rey Mysterio's career, one that pushed him to claim his first championship in WWE. He later won the Cruiserweight title from Matt Hardy, but also lost it to Tajiri. In his constant pursuit of the Cruiserweight title, Rey Mysterio hit a roadblock that not only tested the limitlessness of his skills inside the ring, but also created a bond and a friendship for life. That roadblock was Eddie Guerrero. The rivalry between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero is considered the best rivalry performed in the WWE till today. The genuity of this rivalry made WWE fans intrigued with every matchup or pay-per-view involving these two. Eddie had on more than one occasion felt increasingly envious of Mysterio's dominance and fame in WWE. He was scheming on what could bring down Rey Mysterio, who had always appeared to be one step ahead of him in and outside the ring. A turn of events at a match they had with NNM quickly turned into a raging fire after Mysterio was vehemently attacked by NNM, with Eddie standing by watching without lifting a finger to help his partner. In the weeks that followed, the angle spiced up on a more personal level to unveil Mysterio's son Dominic was in fact Eddie's child, whom he had given to Mysterio and his wife when they were having problems starting a family of their own. In subsequent weeks, Guerrero threatened to take custody of Dominic, drawing up custody papers and having his lawyer present them to Mysterio. At SummerSlam, Mysterio defeated Guerrero in a ladder match for the custody of Dominic, and finally their feud ended when Guerrero gained a victory over Mysterio in a steel cage match on the September 9th, 2005 episode of SmackDown. But that victory came with a loss. On November 13th, 2005, Eddie Guerrero was found dead in his hotel room in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That same day, at a WWE Super Show where SmackDown and Raw were both taped, Mysterio gave an emotional speech about Guerrero and, in a show of respect, removed his mask, though he put his head down so his face could not be seen. Mysterio went on to defeat Shawn Michaels in an inter-brand match later that night, but after the match, Michaels and Mysterio hugged in the ring, and Mysterio pointed up to the sky, crying in memory of Guerrero. From there, the WWE decided to push Rey Mysterio into World Championship contention. But before we talk about that, let's do something for you watching this video. We're doing a shout-out contest for our subscribers, so if you want to get a personal shout-out from us, go comment EPIC in the comment section below and stand a chance to win the contest. It's pretty easy, so go comment EPIC now. And this month's winner is Rush. Congrats, Rush, and you're officially welcome to our wrestling family. Don't worry, you're going to have an epic time with us. Rey Mysterio's road to his first World Championship started at the 2006 Royal Rumble. Mysterio did not only make history that night, he did it in grand style. Entering at number 2, Rey Mysterio defied the odds against him to last a record of 62 minutes inside the ring and still win the Rumble. In the final moments, there were 3 wrestlers remaining in the ring: Triple H, Rey Mysterio, and Randy Orton. In Triple H's bid to throw Mysterio over the top rope, Mysterio stylishly used his legs to lift the heavy body of Triple H over the ropes while he held on with his hands. The game was gone, but the Viper was ready to attack. Triple H then attacked Mysterio from outside the ring and threw him back in for Randy Orton to feast on. Mysterio looked lifeless, but when Randy attempted to throw Mysterio's semi-conscious body out of the ring, Mysterio mystically turned his body in the air and used his legs to lift Orton over the ropes. And just like that, people, Rey Mysterio was going to WrestleMania. On the 2nd of April 2006 at WrestleMania 22, Rey Mysterio faced the World Heavyweight Champion Kurt Angle and Randy Orton, who were added to make it a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The fight was as exciting as it was billed. After a continuous tussle of momentum between all three wrestlers, Rey Mysterio finally had his golden moment to pin Kurt Angle, but Angle kicked out at 2 counts. Orton, who was outside the ring, came back in, kicked out Kurt Angle, delivered a reverse spine buster to Mysterio and tried to get a pin, but Mysterio kicked out even before the referee started his count. Just when Orton was gearing up for an RKO, Kurt Angle entered, knocked Orton out of the ring and wanted to deliver a spinebuster to Mysterio. But Mysterio countered with an arm drag, then delivered a smooth 619 to Randy Orton. The entire audience was up on their feet because they knew what was coming next. And just like that, 1, 2, 3, Rey Mysterio became the new World Heavyweight Champion. Dreams do come true, and while Rey Mysterio might have thought at that moment that he had accomplished his dream to be champion, he had no idea what fate had in store for him as a WWE wrestler. Winning the title marked the beginning of his legacy in the WWE. Make sure you check out this other video showing on your screen. Bye for now!